right.
As far as your bass influences, what
Bass influences. Let's see, my brother is definitely one of them. I saw him when I was a kid at a place called the Country Music Highway Cafe, and he was in a band called Shade Tree. He was playing a show with Sick World, which had Chris Webb and Andy Hop, which at the time, you know, I was younger, I realized what it were until later on. Always watching my friends get play. That's mainly my main influences, plus Stu Ham. Big fan of Stu Ham.
So how did you get into this situation? You're the new guy, so how did you said you
very unlucky.
Yeah.
Unfortunate set of events.
Yeah, a lot of drunkenness and shows and Andy. Hey, you know, you want to join the band? Hey, what's up? You want to join the band?
We were kind of in a situation where we needed to replace our bass player.
He was wanting to lead anyway, and he was amicable.
So we kind of just scouted the scene and said, you know, who's available, who has the presence to really, you know, join our show. And I'd watched JP a couple times live, and knew that he had the energy, and you know, started playing with us and just clicked, just like that. I mean, it's kind of funny. He showed up, and Shane asked him what songs he learned, and JP's like, well, actually, none of them. And I'm like, oh.
They're like, wait a minute, you didn't go to the MySpace? And I was like, no. You know, like how any of the songs sound, and I was like, with a note.
But you know, it clicked that first practice. He had a few of them down by the end of that, so you know, we kind of knew he was our guy.
I all this out. I have no idea.
Huh?
I can't remember hardly anything.
Do you remember this?
Enough therapy later, you know, you kind of just like dump that out.
Yeah, so he's been with us about 3 years at this point. So.
Yeah.
Longer than anybody else.
Yeah, he's our third bass player.
Yeah, I'm a
He's
trooper,
been here
man.
longer than the previous bass player, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We had one that died.
How many have you gone through Spinal Tap?
The fourth one. Really, the fifth one if you count. Yeah.
Oh shit.
But that's a different band. I mean, that's not really Zero King.
It was the same material.
So yeah, you guys, like he said before, he saw you all playing.
Well, Chris and I played together back in the '90s. We played in a couple bands back then. We met.
Then I canned his ass.
Yeah, he did actually. He fired me from the previous band.
We've both done that.
I've sat back on this last.
JP gets a shot at it this next time.
This is mine and Chris's second band together.
Oh, you two been
We've been playing together for 10 years now.
Right.
We never stopped, so it's almost like it was just morphed into this band.
What was your all's previous band that you was in?
Shit.
Hang skate. Or shit, for sure.
Shit.
And then Chris and I were in a band called Sick World before that. And,
Which basically morphed into. It's
Now,
all been
like
one,
in your area,
one big thing for me. It's never stopped. It's just kind of we lose it. You know, like you lose a part of the rocket going out.
Yeah.
Shit you didn't need falls to earth. you go to your space station and pick up things that might actually help.
Yeah. Let's move on to you, man. Yeah. Hey, just introduce yourself.
I'm Shane Day, guitarist.
I'm sorry, I'm back here laughing, boys.
Introduce yourself and tell us how you became the guitar player in Zero King.
Well, we kind of just told that story. I played in a band called Orange Day Parade that played with their band Sick World like a billion times.
Okay, y'all played together. So.
Yeah, that's how I met these two. And then Sick World broke up about a year before my band did. And then the day my band split up, Andy called me and said, hey, let's go down and check out the project Chris was working on, Practice. And ended up joining the band. Pretty much like that.
What about guitar influence?
That all started with Sabbath. And then the biggest influence, I guess, were Jakey Lee from Ozzy's band.
Wow.
And Neil Sean from Journey. I like the relevant melodic guys.
Yeah, that's different answers than you normally get from a guitar player.
We pride ourselves in not being very normal.
Yeah, we're definitely not even close.
Down with trite. Trite ain't right.
Yeah, you're normally here, and we're about down. We're past Pluto.
Out there, man. And
Move on.
I'm Andy Hott. I'm the vocalist. Let's see. Been obviously with this band since it, kind of started as far as the Zero King part of it. Although it wasn't called Zero King when I came back from Atlanta the fall of '04. As you've already heard, I've had a long history with all these guys except for JP, although
Still 3 years, though.
It's getting long.
yeah, well, but I knew him back when the band first started. There was a quarter pitcher night or whatever, and an open mic night, more importantly, at a place called Marley's Doghouse that's now Shamrocks in Huntington. And we kind of struck up a kinship based on the love of draft beer and drinking
like a toleration of draft beer.
And
these huge Kool-Aid pitchers full of draft beer. Actually, you could bring your own pitcher, your own mug. Well, it started as a mug. And it was like, oh, bring your own pitcher.
then I start carrying a gallon pitcher, and
Yeah.
I'm like, here's a quarter, fill her up.
See, during the winter, he's normally this color, just from time spent drinking.
Yeah.
Sheer alcohol consumption.
Oh, whatever, dude. I'm drinking water.
I know you guys are like getting ready to record or whatnot. What's going on with that as far as how far along are you with that? What's
Well, we
the
actually
writing
haven't.
process? How you
We
how's
actually
the writing
haven't
process?
started. We've been working on the record for probably 2.5, 3 years at this point, and that's kind of what drove the band apart.
You can't count 2008.
Yeah, well,
You can't count that.
Half of it?
we worked on the early part of
Even half of
2008.
it, was it?
January to June.
Was it?
Yeah, it was the first part of the year. We were actually scheduled to go in the studio then, and that's when the band split. So first thing we got together when we, got everything back together in Braxton, and we were like, all right, let's do some big shows. Let's get the word out about us again, get in front of big crowds, and we're finally going to start recording tracks for that self-titled record, which has changed names now and everything. It's not really a different record. It's still the same record. It's just we're at a different place than where we were when we split. And it's strange because a lot of the songs we were writing then have kind of a different meaning now because of going on through that too. So, but we're really excited. Starts July 18th, and then we'll probably just sporadically throughout the rest of the summer and fall try to get as much of it recorded as possible and have something ready to go hopefully by January, February 2010, somewhere in that ballpark.
How do you all do a lot of your writing as far as like a new song coming into the picture?
They write it, I play it.
They write and you play?
That's not true. That's not true.
No. Dude, you wrote the title track to the freaking record. What the fuck?
They write it, I play it.
A lot of different ways. I mean, sometimes Chris will have almost an entire idea demoed out, lyrics, the whole thing. Some of us bring that in. Other times he'll have like a piece of that, and Shane will have a piece of something else, and those two things kind of.
And then Shane will have a whole thing of music, and we'll build around that. It's different things. He brought in several riffs, pretty much finished the song, and then brought it in, and we put it together and arranged it. It turned out to be one of the best things we've done. It was the last song we wrote before we broke up, is what's so funny. And pretty much encompassed everything that we were going through at the time.
What as far as the album, how much have you got done for that? Do you have? Are you ready to go in and knock them
As
out?
far as number of songs?
I mean, are you ready to go in and knock it out, or are you writing as you're going?
I can do it. I don't know about these guys.
Well, I mean,
I'm
we're still,
young
it's
buck,
a
man.
work
We
in
can do
progress.
it, but is it ready to be done now?
No,
That's more of the deal. We could go in and do it right now.
I mean,
Record it.
Webb and I are both rewriting parts still.
Yeah.
Certain songs that we're just not happy with.
The core of it's there. We're still dressing it up. We're still like. So what
Look
we're
at that! Woo! Look at that!
What's
Wow.
That's awesome.
Hey, wait,
How you guys doing today?
We're doing the camera. Johan at all?
No, say.